Look at the veins in your wrist. Look at the blue lines branching out under your skin. Now, look at a map of the observable universe. Do you notice something? They are exactly the same. The universe isn't a dead collection of rocks floating in nothingness. It is a living, breathing thing. And we are just bacteria living in its bloodstream. Let's stop pretending that space is empty. It is not empty. It is flesh. For decades, we treated the cosmos like a physics equation, cold, mathematical, detached. But recently, science started to notice a pattern that is frankly terrifying. In 2020, an astrophysicist named Franco Vazza and a neurosurgeon named Alberto Faletti did something crazy. They put a slice of the human brain under a microscope and compared it to a simulation of the cosmic web. The cosmic web is the largest structure we know. It is the skeleton of the universe, filaments of dark matter connecting clusters of galaxies like glowing bridges in the dark. When they compared the two images side by side, they couldn't tell the difference. The mathematical structure, the connectivity, the ratio of mass to energy, it was identical. A brain cell is just a few microns wide. The cosmic web is billions of light years across. But nature doesn't care about size. It repeats itself. It uses the same blueprint. So, here is the theory that will keep you awake tonight. The universe is not a place. It is a biological entity. Think about galaxies. The Milky Way, Andromeda, all of them. We think of them as islands. But in this biological model, galaxies are cells. They are neurons or perhaps red blood cells, glowing with energy, carrying information and heat through the vast, cold vessels of deep space. And what holds them together? Dark matter. Scientists have been scratching their heads about dark matter for 80 years. Oh, we can't see it, but it holds everything together with gravity. They treat it like a ghost. But if the universe is alive, dark matter isn't a ghost. It is tissue. It is the fascia. It is the gelatinous plasma that surrounds the cells, keeping the structure intact so the organism doesn't collapse into a pile of goo. If you strip away the stars, you see this thick, intricate web of invisible matter. It looks exactly like the connective tissue in your own thigh. Now, consider the time scale. A human thought takes milliseconds to travel from one neuron to another. But the universe is incomprehensibly huge. If the cosmic web is a brain, then a single thought, a single signal traveling from one galaxy cluster to another, takes billions of years. Maybe the Big Bang wasn't an explosion. Maybe it was just the moment the organism woke up. Maybe the expansion of the universe isn't physics drifting apart. Maybe it is simply the organism taking its first deep breath. Inhaling. Growing. We are living inside a mind that is thinking so slowly, we perceive its cognitive processes as the laws of physics. But a body doesn't just sit there. A body has a pulse. A body has flow. If galaxies are cells, they have to be going somewhere. And trust me, we are definitely moving. We are being pulled. And whatever is pulling us, it sounds a hell of a lot like a heartbeat. A dead body is still. A living body flows. If you look at the newest maps of our local universe, you don't see a random scattering of stars. You see streams. You see powerful currents. We live inside a massive supercluster of galaxies called Laniakea. In Hawaiian, it translates beautifully to immense heaven. But let's cut the poetry. In our biological model, Laniakea is a jugular vein. It contains 100,000 galaxies, including our own Milky Way, all flowing together like red blood cells caught in a massive arterial current. We aren't just floating aimlessly in the void, we are being pumped. We are rushing down a cosmic vessel that stretches for 500 million light years. And where does blood flow? It flows to the heart. For decades, astronomers have known that everything in our region of space, us, Andromeda, thousands of other galaxies, is being violently dragged toward a single, mysterious point. It lies in a region pointedly called the zone of avoidance, hidden from our telescopes behind the thick dust lanes of our own galaxy. We can't see it directly. We only feel its grip. We call it the Great Attractor. It is a gravitational anomaly so massive it defies easy explanation. It is pulling us toward it at 14 million miles per hour. Mainstream science says it's likely just a massive concentration of matter, a superdense cluster of old galaxies. But if the universe is an organism, the Great Attractor is the heart of the beast. It is the central pump keeping the circulation going. Now, before we find out what happens when we finally reach that heart, take a second to synchronize your own pulse with this channel. If you want to ride this vein all the way to the source, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like. Join the flow. Because if we are going to be dragged across the universe at millions of miles an hour, we might as well go together. Back to the attractor. Why is it pulling us? Think about human physiology. Blood flows to the heart and lungs because it becomes deoxygenated over time. It gets tired. It needs to return to the source to be replenished. Look at our galaxies. Stars burn out. They turn into white dwarfs and black holes. The energy fades. The cosmic blood turns blue, metaphorically speaking. The Great Attractor isn't a drain where galaxies go to die. It is where they go to be recycled. We are being pulled into the right atrium of God. Perhaps when we reach it, the immense gravity crushes the old, dead stars, reprocessing their matter, re-energizing the galaxies before pumping them back out into the extremities of the universe in a fresh burst of star formation. It's a beautiful cycle of renewal. But every biological system has flaws. Every body gets sick. And if the universe is a body, then it must have an immune system to deal with infections. And that leads to the most uncomfortable question of all. If this is a living body, what are we? Are we the good bacteria helping digestion? Or are we the virus? Every living thing has predators. Every living thing gets infections. And to survive, an organism needs an immune system. In our bodies, we have leukocytes and macrophages. These are killer cells that patrol our bloodstream. When they find dead tissue, waste, or a dangerous virus, they swarm it. They engulf it. They dissolve it with acid until nothing is left. In the universe, we have a name for these cleaners. We call them black holes. For a long time, we thought black holes were just agents of chaos. But in this biological model, they make perfect sense as the immune system. They are the cosmic phagocytes. Look at where they are found. Every major galaxy, every cell, has a supermassive black hole right in its nucleus. Why? To regulate the cell. To clean up the mess. When stars die and litter the galaxy with heavy metals and useless debris, the black hole is there to consume the waste. It keeps the cell healthy. It recycles the matter back into pure energy, shooting it out in quasar jets, like a biological signal flare. But an immune system also hunts pathogens. And this brings the microscope down to us. To Earth. If the Earth is just a tiny organelle inside a galactic cell, then what is humanity? We are microscopic biological agents living on the surface. We replicate incredibly fast. We consume resources. We produce heat and waste. From the perspective of a planet, we look exactly like a colony of bacteria. The question is, what kind of bacteria are we? Are we the gut flora, the good bacteria that helps the organism function, processing complex nutrients and keeping the system balanced? Or are we a pathogen? Look at what we do. We dig into the skin of our planet. We burn its blood, oil. We release toxins into its atmosphere. We are raising the temperature. In medicine, when a local area gets hot and inflamed, it is a sign of infection. We are giving the earth a fever. And what happens when a body detects an infection? It sends the white blood cells. Maybe the reason we haven't seen aliens, the reason the universe seems so quiet, is because the immune system works. Maybe when a civilization becomes too loud, too greedy, or too destructive, when it becomes cancerous to the galactic tissue, a gamma ray burst hits it. Or a rogue black hole wanders through its solar system to sterilize the area. It isn't malice. It is just hygiene. We are currently shouting into the void with our radio signals. We are trying to expand to Mars. We are trying to spread to a cosmic doctor that looks like metastasis. So, as we stare up at the beautiful, vein-like structure of the night sky, we should feel a sense of awe, yes. But we should also feel a very primal fear. We are living inside a giant. We are riding through its veins. And right now, we are acting like a disease. We better hope that the immune system doesn't notice us. Because if the universe decides to take a dose of antibiotics, we won't even see it coming. The patient is stable for now. But the fever is rising.